What a start. It really is nice to start the morning like this. Alex?
Awesome start.
You don't mind, no? It's alright. Having a lion straight at camp, we can handle that. As I don't want to get too close to her, we're just going to make this next bump and then we'll just sit and watch her again from back here. It seems that her mood has changed suddenly as well. If you notice, the whole time when we followed her earlier, she was crisscrossing, sniffing, looking around. And now she's, oh, there she's marking. Look at that. And now she's almost more resigned to just moving along. So scent marking a bit and she's, looks like she's just going to head down the road for a bit. Let the game drives know again. Station's just the update on the Sunny Patch Mafuzzy, still heading west on Voyous Access, close to Zoe's road turnoff. You can see right in the beginning of the drive, oh, look at that. Suddenly something has seen her. Impalas are calling. So I was just saying earlier, I was mentioning those black markings behind the ears. Also when the tail tip comes out, that black tail tuft. It's all just visual markings. You can imagine if we were one of the Pride members and we were walking behind, we can quite easily see her from those markings. Yeah, she's definitely heading somewhere at the moment. Those impalas are calling, they've given her position away and she's not even too worried about them. Let's catch up again a little bit. Just starting to get that heat shimmer from the bonnet there, Alex. So I'm just going to get onto the side of the road a bit. Go. Love the way they walk as well. Just look at those padded feet just flopping down on the road. Still looking around, but you can see her whole focus has changed from earlier. It's not quite as intent, quite as focused anymore. Now it's more just a little bit of random luck maybe. She's walking down a road, so that means that she's walking very quietly. There's no grass and sticks and bush brushing against her. So the chance that she could surprise something is reasonable. So she'll still stop and listen and look every now and again, but very, very different attitude now as opposed to 10 minutes ago. She's now just heading somewhere. Go, Jan.
I've got a question from Randy, and she said that you mentioned that the Sandy Patch Lioness that we are watching now is possibly 10 years old. Do they continue mating and having cubs all during their life, or do they retire from motherhood at some point? And also, Terry Bliss also asked, what is the average lifespan of lions?
Thanks, Jan. Guys, nice to have some questions again. Some of the familiar names, Randy and Terry, both of your questions I'll sort of answer in one. Randy, first of all, in terms of how long they can reproduce for, actually let me approach it from the other side. In terms of the life expectancy, like Terry was asking, typically you can say for lionesses in the wild, let's say 13 to 15 years would be a typical life expectancy, but they can get older. I know of lionesses that reached 17, 18, 20 years even. So it depends a lot on the genetic strength of that lion and also on how much food is available, how much water is available. I wonder what she's sniffing there. She's stopped again and she's rubbing her face a bit. Maybe she's going to mark there. So yeah, just to finish the question, basically, let's say 15 years on average for a lioness. For a male, about 10, 11 years, just because they fight and displace each other a lot more. And then in terms of their reproductive ability, again, I'm guessing she's about 10, because I remember the sandy patch from early 2000s. So it's quite possible that she could still reproduce. I'd say if she has a litter now, it'll probably be her last litter. Something bitter there. Because she'll only be able to have cubs again in 2 years if her cubs make it. So again, 10, 12 years old. Again, there's a female in Pilanesberg that I knew quite well. She's actually still alive. She's now 20 years old, called Beryl, an enormous female, as you can guess from the name. And she had cubs, if I remember correctly, until about 17 years old. So it's possible, but the norm is, I would say, for out here in the Sabi Sands, where there's also things like feline AIDS and TB to worry about. I wouldn't say lionesses typically have cubs older than about 12, 13 years old. Look at that, into the grass and they literally disappear. You can also see we're starting to get more and more brown in the grass now. We're getting more towards winter colors again. So in winter time comes, when the hunting is a little bit tougher sometimes, then lions have got the perfect camouflage. Going to sit tight. I'm still hoping she gets back on the road so we can have that, like I said, the classic walk by. Eating a little bit of grass. Maybe she's got something that's upsetting the stomach a bit. Sometimes lions do that, same as you might have seen dogs do or other cats. Eat some grass just to get fiber into the stomach, either to help the digestive system or sometimes to help them regurgitate something. Hornbill's flying in here as well. Where is she going now? Just there. She's deciding to change direction a bit. Just try and stay with her. I'm just going to pick up that plastic quickly.